The University of London Union, seen as a key hub for political protests, faces closure. How will this decision affect students? I'm Lucy George, and this is Under Questioning. From summer 2014, the University of London Union will lose its place as a student union with elected officials, but keep its social facilities. In its place will be a newly refurbished student centre. Since many of the colleges within the university have their own unions, administration claim that ULU is no longer necessary. Heads of colleges have chosen to withdraw £750,000 paid to ULU every year. Instead, the money will go to support student services in many of the colleges. The ULU is a political hub for 120,000 students at 18 different sites across the capital. Supporters for ULU are planning a citywide campaign to fight the decision. Today, I'm going to be speaking to ULU President Michael Chessum. Simon from Shepherd's Bush says, students did not have a say in the decision to close the ULU. How do you feel this decision will affect student life and indeed how students are represented?
Universities should be about having an academic community, and part of having an academic community is about the fact that it should be led by the people who are in it. This space that we're in now, and all the societies that exist here, all the services that are here are student run. They're run indirectly, but they are run ultimately by students and for students. Taking that into a management-led services centre takes all of that ethos away. It will probably take most of our clubs and societies away. And that has a hugely detrimental impact on small specialist unions and on people who don't have the opportunity to partake in certain kinds of activities in their own colleges. And secondly, this is about a much bigger issue, which is about representation. ULU is developing a London-wide representative structure for things like student housing, for things like lobbying the GLA. We're organising a big demonstration about the NHS, a big feeder march on that demonstration over the weekend. We call big protests. We do lots and lots of work around the university housing and around university working conditions, which are actually really important.
Yeah. So
students stand to lose out an awful lot by this. And they've been given no say in it at all.
Josh from Camden says the sentimentality over ULU's history is all well and good, but it shouldn't detract from the fact that ULU does nothing which its constituent colleges' own unions do not, and is a substantial drain on their funds. Is the ULU still a necessity?
What we do isn't all replicated by local student unions. We are the only pan-London union that exists, so our stuff mostly isn't replicated on a college level. Secondly, we're not a drain on college student unions because college student unions don't give any money to us.
Oh, right.
It's institutions and colleges that give money to us directly. So UCL, which is over there, gives £187,000 a year. The institution gives that.
Yeah.
And if ULU ceases to exist and that money gets pulled out, there is absolutely no guarantee whatsoever that that money will then go back into local student unions.
Tony from Bethnal Green, why do you think the ULU is being targeted?
ULU is a hub of student activism. It's a very pesky organisation. More importantly, student unions running services is kind of like a big aesthetic challenge to the horrible new world of commercialised universities. We're quite rebellious, we're student run, we call big demonstrations, and we're a hub for that kind of activity. Universities are never going to like that. It's a political and aesthetic challenge to them, and universities actually have no interest in vibrant student unions existing. It used to be the case that ULU was the representative structure for this big academic structure at the University of London. That's no longer there. The colleges, which used to be like children in a family home, are now wanting to fly the nest. We've already seen Imperial leaving. And so really the University of London is signalling its own mortality. The fragmentation, the atomisation of all of these different colleges into their own little hubs, their own little worlds, and not really having this central collegiate home. And ULU's a very big part of that home.
Tracy from Finsbury Park, what is being done to save the ULU? How can I get involved?
Big demonstration on the 27th of May. So the Board of Trustees of the university is meeting to finally decide. And we've called a big demo meeting here at I think 12 noon, you can look that up on Facebook. to kind of rally support behind saving ULU. The bigger that demonstration, the more time we're likely to get, the more money we're likely to get, the more concessions we're likely to get. And the more chance we have of saving ULU. Student representation in London has to be built again by student unions, and so really that's from now, that's a task of getting student unions in a room to start talking about fighting on housing. We're setting up a London-wide tenants union, and so really that's about campaign work. So saving part of ULU, its campaigning side, is about making those campaigns work. So get involved in the tenants union campaign, get involved in demonstrating the NHS stuff, and all that kind of stuff that's going on. It'll all be on our website. Just keep checking the website, ulu.co.uk, and it'll be linked.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers. That's
it for today. As always, thank you for sending in your questions to us. If you would like to see our latest episodes, go to catch21.co.uk or follow us on Twitter at catch21p. Do stay tuned for more Under Questioning. See you next time.